Hi, my name is Carrie Solages, and it has been my honor to serve as the legislator for the 3rd District. With your support, I've been able to do much good in the community in terms of providing government services to those in need. I have specifically been involved in a number of things to help improve our quality of life. I've been very vocal on the issue of the closure of the 5th precinct. I was able to negotiate an agreement that created a threshold or a minimum number of officers to be in that precinct. Nonetheless, according to the PBA, the Police Benevolence Association, there are less officers on marked cars and undercover officers in that precinct. As a result, we have seen an increase in crime. That is one issue that I still remain opposed to the county executive on, and I seek to one day get our precinct back. In addition, when I was elected the month before, the bus company was privatized. As a result, many bus lines were cut in my district. For my district specifically, well over 50% of the residents work in New York City. Bus transportation is something that's very important to my district. In fact, the second highest number of calls I get in my office are regarding bus issues. So with a nonprofit organization, we rode the buses in order to ask commuters what was their opinion, and of course they were not satisfied with bus services, and we posted all that on YouTube. I'm very happy to say that the NICE corporation was able to increase bus services in our community. Specifically, there is now an express stop at Almont Road and Hempstead Turnpike that I was able to get. In addition, in order to help our hardworking, laboring, working families, our taxpayers, I've been able to help address some of the property tax issues. I've been able to convince the county executive to push the tax grievance deadline from March 1st to May 1st. In addition, I put the entire process online by recording my tax grievance workshop, and you can still see it on YouTube. I'm very happy to say also that during Storm Sandy, in a time of crisis, I was there for my district. Here is the list of well over 600 people who got their lights turned back on after I fought for them, and I'm sure many other people got their lights turned back on. It's been a complete pleasure and an honor to serve you. I look forward to serving you again. I believe that change is not an event, but it is a process. And I'm asking for your support again because we need true reform to our property tax system. We need our precinct back. We need an improvement of bus services. We need to address a lot of quality of life issues, potholes. I'm very happy to say that I was able to convince New York City to fix Hook Creek Boulevard, or Ocean Avenue. This is a road that for well over 20 years has been in significant disrepair. I'm very happy to say that that project will start next year. I'd like to advocate for my community. I'm an advocate, and I'm very happy to serve you. Thank you. That's a very good question. I think that right now Nassau County is in a very fragile state. We have $3.5 billion of debt, and that's something that we must address. I think the next stop for Nassau County, if we don't change our direction, is Detroit, where the city government is bankrupt, and as a result, they cannot provide basic services like law enforcement. If you think about it, people in the 3rd District are being deprived of the one service that they use the most, law enforcement, with the closure of our precinct. So in addressing spending, we need to analyze what exactly are we spending our money on. We're the most taxed county in the country, the highest taxes we have here in Nassau County. And people often tell me, what are they paying their taxes for? And they expect us elected officials, to get the job done. And I'm very happy to say that I've been talking with my colleagues across the aisle in helping to address these issues. I've asked for a better financial accounting of where the money is going. We've had over $100 million in outside contracts go to private firms, and instead of spending that money that way, maybe we should have spent money on, we could have hired 1,000 county employees to help do some of the important work. We fired people in the assessment department where we need them to do more accurate assessments. We fired people in social services where we need them to do investigations on deadbeat dads who don't pay their child support. In fact, these deadbeat dads have gotten away not paying $40 million. Now, let's not even talk about the lack of grants now we will be able to get from the state and our federal partners. And so, there has been a mismanagement of our spending, and we need to take a better look. And I think we must go in a new direction. I don't believe in the policies of Ed Magano where his mismanagement, where he has cut from the bottom. I believe we must cut from the top. In addition, I also think that we have an assessment system that we have to really take a better look at. We have people, for example, in my district who have a home that's valued at $300,000. They're paying roughly $8,000 to $10,000 in taxes. We have people who live in the North Shore, the 1% wealthy elite of Nassau County. Their homes are valued at $2.5 million, and they're only paying about $30,000 in taxes. That is a very big disparity that we have to address. We have to ask ourselves, where is this money going? And we need to try something different. Maybe we should look at experts from other areas, such as Massachusetts and Maryland, where they've had these issues, and bring them here in order to just take a better look at this, because what we have now is not working. I'm all for development, just like everyone is all for development, but I want smart development. I want something that will produce quality jobs that we can live off here in Nassau County, which is, again, the highest tax county in the country. Recently, there's been a proposal for a soccer stadium, a 25,000-seat stadium, and I've been against that proposal because I've asked the developers, please address the following concerns in the community. We need a commuter hub. Okay, where we're going to have adequate transportation to the city and back, so at least that could ease the traffic and congestion issues. Yet the developer refuses to invest in local transportation. I've spoken to Bruce Ratner. He built the Barclays Center. He invested $75 million in the local infrastructure. The developer here is not doing that. I've also asked them for a community center. I've asked them also for a master plan to see how it would really work out with the rest of the community, and a supermarket. We want restaurants and retail opportunities. That produces sales tax. Just the parking alone would produce revenue for the county. I want that. But how about let's try another idea that might work. Perhaps the annex of a major university or an extension of a major university, like we have right now in New York City, Cornell building on Roosevelt Island. That's what I would like for my community. I think that would produce the quality jobs. At our local schools in Elmont, we have a 95% graduation rate. I don't think these young people want jobs at concession stands selling hot dogs. I think they want jobs in management opportunity that they deserve. And I'm going to fight for my community. So I'm here to make sure that our community just doesn't give the store, and that we get our demands answered in terms of the basic concerns that we have, just like any other community. I love soccer. I played soccer in high school. But do we really want a 25,000-seat stadium in your backyard? I've gone to the Red Bulls Arena in New Jersey, in Harrison, New Jersey, in Newark, and there hasn't been any economic benefit to the surrounding communities. I don't want that for my beloved community because I want to raise my children in my community. Well, let's ask ourselves, when was the last time that we attracted a 500 employee or more company to Nassau County? We must bring back big business and do everything in our power to attract businesses and corporations to invest here and to build shop here in Nassau County. We must expand our tax base instead of taxing our young people because they're fleeing in droves to Williamsburg, New Jersey, and to Washington, D.C., areas where it's more affordable. We also have to follow up on the vision originally created by Tom Swazi. He talked about the cool downtowns, having small apartments above retail units in our downtowns. We have to focus on our downtowns. I think that's how we can get our young people to come back here. It's unfortunate that's happening. Unlike other young people, I chose to stay here because I want to make a difference and I want to improve my community. But we must look at the way we have opportunities for our young people in terms of housing and job opportunities. So this is a greater issue. The days in which Nassau was a bedroom community, we must change that. It's no longer about living here and going to work in New York City. Let's start to make Nassau more sustainable. So I've been supporting a lot of different initiatives and projects to help address this. And this is something that, of course, we must build overnight, because this is about changing culture, changing people's attitude. We have to understand and appreciate our young people. It's unfortunate. It's a brain drain if you think about it. We're losing our best and our brightest. We spend so much for our local schools, and to see these young people going away, it's unfortunate. So I'm hoping to change that, and it's about building a coalition to change that. Partners in business, partners in government, partners in the private sector to help change that. I do think that we have to take a better look at our contracts with our unions. I'm all for union labor. I support our CSCA workers. But at the same time, they're being attacked. I mean, they're asking to contribute to the healthcare costs when other employees don't have to contribute to those costs. And we could maintain those costs if we address inefficiencies in other areas. We here in Nassau like our services. We pay high taxes with an expectation that we receive quality services. Let's not be so quick to attack our employees as the reason for the problem. I think they're part of the solution. I talk with them every day. They live amongst us in the community. They have the same issues that we all face, and we have to really make sure that we have the best workforce. And so, I think that I'm not going to be so quick to say that they should contribute to the healthcare costs, because I think it's looking at it from a global perspective. It's about renegotiating the contract. That's what I love about Tom Suozzi. When he was county executive, he was able to, even though he was doing things that the unions didn't like, he was able to bring people together like a leader should. Instead of just initiating a lawsuit and then breaking down all communication like we see now. We have to bring everyone to the table and try to negotiate a better deal that's in the best interests of our residents here in Nassau County. And I think that it's not just about addressing these particular issues such as healthcare costs and other pension issues. It's about looking at the total package. And I'm confident to say that next year, hopefully, with Tom Suozzi as our county executive, we will be able to look at it again and find the best relationship between all parties so that we all benefit. The number one priority amongst people in my district is getting the 5th precinct back. It is very unfortunate that we are paying the same taxes as people in Garden City, Bethpage, and they have a fully functional police precinct. The county executive sought to consolidate 4 precincts, yet he stopped, not even midway through, and only consolidated the 5th precinct. People are in fear in my community. Just 4 blocks from the 5th precinct, there was a home invasion in which someone dressed up as a UPS worker and assaulted the occupants of that home. I received numerous calls from people saying that they suspect their neighbors selling drugs, and I've addressed those concerns to law enforcement. I'm very happy to say that I've been endorsed by the PBA, and we have a very great relationship in helping to address some of these issues. But maybe if we had more POP, problem-oriented police officers in the 5th precinct. Mangano said we would have more, yet we do not. He pulled a fast one on us. If we had more undercover officers in the 5th precinct, then we could address those concerns. So public safety is the number one concern. I'm very confident, and I believe 100% that with Tom Suozzi as our county executive, we will get our precinct back. In fact, he personally told me he wants to get our precinct back in the 3rd district. That is a very important issue. So I'm very happy to say that, heading in the new direction, we can get our precinct back. Now the 3rd district has been redrawn. The 3rd district includes everything from Belmont Racetrack going all the way down to Inwood. So as you enter Nassau County, you will drive through the 3rd district. I would like to make sure that when you enter Nassau County, you know it's Nassau County by its police presence and by its beautification. And that's what I seek to do. I think those two issues go hand in hand. Our district is right on the border of New York City. Public safety is an important issue. Those who seek to harm people in my district have 3 highways, major highways, they can just get on and get away. we need a higher presence. Unfortunately, recently, there were 3 sexual attacks against women in Valley Stream. No notice was sent out by the village, and many residents were concerned. I'm very happy to say that I was able to participate with community leaders in a forum on this issue. As I've done before, I've personally headed out public safety hearings or forums in other parts of the district where I have seen an increase in crime. So I think that public safety crime is a #1 concern of my district, and I will address that and continue to address that should I be given a new opportunity to serve the great residents of the 3rd District.